Mistress. I'm going to make some bath bombs today for you. And today I'm going to make panic buttons, neroli and rose. And it's got the 2 scents in there. You need your baking soda, 1 cup. You need your cornstarch, a 1/2 cup. You need citric acid, a 1/2 cup. And citric acid you can get at the health food store. And the same with the essential oils. You can get it at the health food store also. And then you have your oil and your food coloring. And I'm using pink rose, and it's Wilton decorating coloring. It works out a little bit better, makes it a little bit more colorful. And then you have your witch hazel to make it all come together. So you start off with your baking soda, 1 cup, and I already pre-sifted it. It's better if you do that. So you put it in the bowl, and you put your cornstarch in the bowl, and you mix them up as good as you can. And that's just, I already pre-did it, so it didn't need to be done too badly. But you want to make sure it's fully mixed in. You can mix it with your hands or your whisk. I would recommend a whisk. And it does get a little dusty. So then you have your citric acid, 1/2 cup in your bowl. And you have your oil. You can use vegetable oil, you can use grapeseed oil, you can use, some people say sweet almond oil, but any light colored oil is good. And I have my food coloring already mixed in, and you want to put about 1/4 teaspoon of food coloring. If you want to mix your food coloring, say you only have the basic colors, the red, blue, and yellow, you can mix them, make purple or make orange or whatever, just make sure it's about a 1/4 teaspoon. So you mix it all in there. And get that food coloring in there. It'll be nice and pretty. And you mix that all together. And that was about 2½ tablespoons of oil. And as you can see, my citric acid is starting to become like a paste, a grainy paste like texture, and the color is really coming in really good. Now the ones that I've done before, I mixed my colors and they didn't mix too well, but they do mix really well in the bath together because the water just kind of disperses it and makes it all one color then instead of spotty. Okay, so I have my oil, my essential oil, my regular oil, and my food coloring, and then my baking soda and starch in here, and you just kind of dump it in. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything, but we want the consistency to be a sand, like just a moistened sand. But then to form it, you want to mix your, use your witch hazel, or if you want to be cheap, get rubbing alcohol. It does the same job. Rubbing alcohol just has that rubbing alcohol smell to it. witch hazel really doesn't have that smell. So get in there and make sure it's all incorporated. Now, the first time you make this, you'll be like, oh, is this how it's supposed to be? And da-da-da-da-da. You just want it so when you squeeze it, it holds the shape. That's not quite done yet, so I want to mix it a little bit more. It's a nice pink color. And oh, it smells so good. The panic button really smells good. It's got the rose in there, and I love rose smell. If you look on the internet at essential oils and you see their prices at $50 for a little ounce, don't buy that. Go to your local organic store or health food market, and they have them for a fraction of the cost. See how it's holding together pretty nice? Well, we want it to hold it together a little bit more. So that's when our witch hazel comes in. You want to spray about 3 sprays in and mix. Now, some people say, oh, you want to add water or whatever. You can, but it'll make it prematurely fizz. I would not recommend adding water. And if you add too much witch hazel at once, it sets off the reaction a little bit sooner than what you want. So I'm messy and I spill on the table. It's alright. So now I have my witch hazel for my moisture in, and it's holding together pretty well, which is what we want, something like that. So it's time to press it in. Use muffin tins. It gives you a pretty good size. Gives you about this size. It's pretty good. The mini muffins, they're a little smaller. I would recommend them for kids. A kid's bath. But for an adult bath or a big bathtub, we want the bigger size. Do not get the silicone flexi pans. They do not hold up when you go to press it in. You might want to spray a little Pam in some of your tins. It just helps it come out a little better. That way you're not beating on your tin. So you just take a handful and you place it in the tin. You just press down real hard. Just keep pressing. And I would recommend doing only 2 or 3 at a time. If you don't want to fill up like all 6 of them, or try filling up all 12 and not have enough, because then they're just too tiny and they're not packed enough. They have to be super packed, like super hard. If they're not packed super hard, then they won't hold together. So they need to be packed super, super hard. So it takes quite a bit of time. So I will pause the recording until I get this all packed. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, I've got them pressed. Now, out of that batch, I was only able to get 3 large bath bombs and 2 mini bath bombs. So, I mean, they make a good amount, because you don't take a bath bomb every night. It's good for, you know, if you want to relax or whatever. But that's how they look when they're all nicely infirmed. I mean, I put my full body weight on top of them with my palm, and you just let them sit for about 10 minutes, and you pop them out, you flip them over and you hit the bottoms with a spoon and they pop out, and that's what they look like. Obviously, those aren't the same ones. Those are the ones I did earlier. But, yeah, just plop them in your bath water and you have a nice, smelly, effervescent bath that will give you some really good moisture instead of drying out your skin, which is perfect for the winter season. So, there you have it, my bath bombs. If you have any questions, feel free to comment.